I'm checking out the HollyLand Mars 300 Pro Enhanced. This is a dual HDMI wireless video transmission system. Let's take a look and see what we have in the box. First thing we have, of course, is the instructions. All right. First, we have got the receiver unit here. You can see on the back, we have the Sony NPF battery power. On the side here, we have some switches. I believe this is the navigation that you will go through with the OLED screen here. On the other side, we have two HDMI out ports, and I believe that is a USB-C power port as well. And now we have the transmitter unit. On the back, same Sony NPF battery port, battery release button. We have a quarter 20 mount on there, I believe. Yes, both have quarter 20 mounts. And the same navigation buttons on the side with the OLED screen. But on the back here, looks like we have some antenna ports. All right, let's see what else we've got in here. We have, it looks like another mounting option here. And yep, that's going to go on to the top of this unit here. Just provides you with another quarter 20. So instead, if you didn't want it mounted, vertically on your camera, you can put that on the back, and then you have more of a horizontal mounting option. We have three antennas as well. Looks like, okay, one is sort of your backup in case you lose one. So you pull off these yellow covers here and screw those into the unit there. And here as well. All right. So now your transmitter has antennas that you can then position however you need to get the best reception. And then, like I said, you have one backup as a spare. What else do we have in here? We have a USB-C charging cable. And lastly, we have, like you have in a lot of camera products, a cold shoe mount with a quarter 20. That will enable you to do something along these lines for your transmitter. And then now you're mounting that directly on top of your camera. One of the great features about the HollyLand Mars 300 Pro is your ability to transmit Wi-Fi to their app, whether it's on a smartphone or an iPad. So you don't necessarily need another monitor. However, you can use them at the same time. So the functionality of the app is actually amazing. Let's get into that a little bit. Let's take a look and see what the app gives you. As you can see here, I'm actually streaming this to two devices. It's a nice feature. So I'm going to work off my iPad here. You have the main screen here. Now if you click once on the screen, then you pull up your menu bar down here. We have things like waveform. Press again to make that go away. Your histogram, your focus peaking. If you click and hold here, that's where you can set what color you'd like your peaking to be, and also the threshold at when that kicks in. Make that go away. You have your zebras, so you make sure you're not overexposed anywhere on your image. You have your framing, which just gives you a safe recording area. Again, click and hold, and you can pull out whatever settings you might want on there. You have magnify, so if you want to really be able to dial in your focus, again, click and hold. You can set the size of the magnification box and also the border that's around the box. You have your false colors. which are fantastic when you want to make sure you're getting your exposure just right. And if you're not super familiar with false color, again, if you just click and hold, you'll get the scale that tells you what each color means. You have something called monocolor. Now you can click and hold and you can change that to be grayscale or all blue, all green, all red. What that does is if you remove all the colors out of your screen, you can tend to focus a little bit easier. I don't know if anyone uses it for exposure. I certainly don't. But if I have a complicated screen and I'm having problems seeing the focus peaking, when you combine the two of those together, it just makes it a little bit easier to set your focus. And then lastly, you have your LUTs that you can load onto it. So for example, if you're shooting in log, you can have a LUT pull up here. Now it has several built in, looks like Canon and Sony, different log modes. You can upload your own LUT to the system as well. So if you are using this system in more of a run and gun type situation, the most likely way you're going to mount this system is directly to the hot shoe of the camera. You take the cold shoe adapter here, slide that into the top of my GH5S, and then we'll take the Hollyland system. Let's unplug the HDMI cable so we can screw him in, and let's spin him on. Let's see, let's go to about there, and then you can take that bottom screw, get that in nice and tight, screw the bottom one so we're nice and tight there, and now you have this nicely mounted on top of your camera, and you have an extremely mobile solution here while transmitting to either some mobile apps or to some other field monitors as well. Really lightweight, really simple. Let's drop in a big battery here. The 950 is all I had on me. I don't have one of the smaller ones. You can get the batteries, I think it's the 550. It's much smaller. It kind of will top off right about there. You take your other HDMI cable here, plug that to HDMI in, and there you go. You have an incredibly lightweight mobile solution for transmitting your video feed. Let's run down the specs of the Hollyland Mars 300. They claim you can get up to 400 feet transmission with this thing. Optimally, you probably want to stick a little closer to about 100 feet or so. When you get closer to that 300 to 400 mark, you might get some dropouts, but you can feel 100 is pretty much optimal. This enhanced version has a lower latency than the regular 300 Pro with 0.08 seconds of latency versus the 0.10 of the regular 300. You can power it with USB-C or Sony NPF batteries. It has OLED screens, whereas the original Mars 300 had no screens at all. Let's take a real quick look at the latency here. Now this is a super simple test, but if I put my finger out here from my camera and I slowly move it up and down, you can see by viewing my finger on the mobile app, it's actually not bad at all when you're moving slower. Now if you move quick, like this, the latency is going to be a little bit more apparent. But like I said before, it's 0.08, which is actually not bad at all. At the end of the day, what do I think about this system? For the price range, I don't think that there's a better wireless video transmission system on the market. To get much better than this, I think you're going to have to look at something like the Teradek. And I believe that runs, I think that starts at about $1,000. So for almost half that price, you get a transmission system. It provides an incredible value for the money. If you're an independent filmmaker or maybe even a YouTuber and you have a need for this sort of wireless image transmission system, I would absolutely recommend this.
Still out here playing. Everyone's been very socially distancing responsible, I have to say. The parks are not as crowded as they used to be, unfortunately, but it is what it is. But it is also a perfect opportunity and a perfect place to test this. Right now, I want to say that I am about halfway, and my son hasn't raised his arms yet, so I think we're okay. And if there's a line over there that we've measured about 300 feet to, I will stop there. And if I make it to the fence, that will be over 300 feet. Now, I started by connecting the cameras, the signal from the receiver to the transmitter at the car, but after this I will try connecting from over here and we'll see what happens. So now I am 300 feet. I am officially over 300 feet and I've made it to the fence. I want to say I'm at about maybe 320, 315 feet, 320. I'm gonna go behind the fence and see what happens. So here we go. Unfortunately, it's a little walk around. You can see back there is where my son's at our vehicle. And I want to say that right now I have to be about 350 feet. Still hasn't raised his arm, so we're doing pretty good. And if I make it to this fence, we'll be close to 400, but I will measure afterward just to make sure. And well, I am at the fence and he has not raised his arms yet. And I think it's safe to say that I will never get farther than this, but let's push it a little more. I'm gonna go on the other side of this fence too. And once we're done, I'll go ahead and measure that and I'll put that distance in the notes. Here we go. We're going and going and going. We're almost at where I was just a moment before. And now I am passing the back of this fence as well. And still he has not let me know of the signal being lost. And we must be here. Geez, this has to be close to 500 feet. I'm just gonna keep going, walking backwards here. It looks like we're fine. Now we do have a straight line of sight. We are outdoors. There should be no interference here. So those factors should all be considered. But I really don't think I will ever have to place my camera this far away from the receiver. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it over at this line right here. And there we are. Gonna start walking it back. I'll just take a brisk pace back. But he's still watching the video screen over there, so I think we're still good. I'm gonna walk it back to about the 300 foot mark and I'll go ahead and turn this off after that. No. And I'm almost there. He's still watching the screen. I forced him to do this, so he's probably bored out of his mind right now. But hey, you know, that's why you have teenagers. And here we are again at about the 300 foot mark. And we'll stop it there.
Okay, welcome to the other part of the video where I unbox the HollyLand Mars 300 Pro Enhanced 300 feet dual HDMI wireless video transmission system. As you can see from my previous video, I've not had a very happy experience with HollyLand as of now, but you know, especially with their wireless mic, I was expecting to use it right out the box, but it doesn't work. All right, let's see if this is any better. I like the product of it. The packaging is nice and decent. The build quality is nice. But yeah, so this is it. They're simple. We are here for you after sales, quick start guide, how do we install it. So this works definitely with a camera, or my intention was to honestly use it as a wireless transmission for my laptop to my office, big screen. So I'm going to figure that out if that works as well. But yeah, there you have it. Very simple thing that it just works for. How do I take it out? Does it even come out? Not come out? I don't think so. Okay, so HDMI out, USB-C. This is for the antenna, and I'm missing something to figure out. This is the loop out, HDMI in. Okay, so this would go to my HDMI port, my laptop or any device, and connect it there, and this will wirelessly connect. And the out, so this has two outs for it. So even if I guess want to stream it to different devices, or one for a monitor, one for a record device. So this has the horseshoe and whatnot for a camera. Works very nice. USB to C cable, just one though, to charge it. Fair enough. This has the three antennas, two for the transmitter, one for the receiver. Fair enough for that as well. What else? Let me see. Anything else? I guess not. So I mean, this has an inbuilt battery is what I'm assuming, but you would need to or am I mistaken? You need the battery. Yeah, it has to be connected to power with the battery. And again, very sad situation that they don't include it. I don't think this has a battery inside. No, this doesn't look powerful enough to support it. I'm sure it would power on with USB, and this would be for the channels and whatnot. But you need a battery for sure for this. Sad, I didn't know this, but alright, well, that's how I learned. So not to work with HollyLand. I think this is good for professional, not for first-time users. Yeah, I guess that is it. So please beware of ordering from HollyLand or any HollyLand products without having absolute clear knowledge of what they are and what their use is and how quick they are out of the box. Be careful. All right, thank you for watching. And another feedback, remember how the wireless mic comes with a carry case? This unfortunately does not come with a carry case, so I'm assuming you'll have to just take the box wherever you go, which is kind of sad. I mean, I'm sure it'll fit in the camera boxes that every photographer or videographer uses, but still, I would have expected them to give a carrying case. But oh well, thank you so much.
A demo, taking a picture of the kind of studio setup here, and you can see, bam, there it is on the screen.
over on that monitor, over on the iPhone, and of course over on that screen right there. So overall, I would say I'm pretty impressed with it. It's great, especially right now with COVID, to keep people separated and having their own monitors and whatnot. So I'm right now, I have 1, 2, 3, I've got 4 screens going, no problem. You can actually add more. So highly recommended. If you have any questions, give me a shout. Thanks so much. Ciao.